Nicht Crash. Welcome back everyone who's watching to a new race number 9 in the F1 Esports calendar, and today we will be racing in Hungary in the famous Hungaroring. So obviously the Hungarian Grand Prix. Our drivers are very much excited for this race to compete with each other and to improve the standings and to maybe change a little bit in front in the championship. Today there are 9 drivers with us. Zaki's in the Williams, Rath in the Alfa Romeo. We've got Farideus in the Ferrari again, Regenti in the Red Bull, and there is a yellow flag as it seems there's a McLaren stopping. And I believe it's the one from Sebo. Yes, it is. But the yellow flag has resolved. So obviously we also have Sebo 55 in the McLaren. Still leading the championship by 4 points. Then we have Bokina SK, who's still in the pits as new new Renault driver, as well as Davman here, another Renault driver, and Maverick as a new Ferrari driver to compete in round 9 of the Formula 1 Esports League at the Hungaroring. We're just going to wait until they will finish their out laps. And now Rath is on the first lap. That's a solid first sector. 27 seconds was the time that it took him. Locking up a little bit in corner 8 and 9. The fastest lap set right now is Daniel Kvyat in the AlphaTauri with a 1:18, but you can see that. And now Rath is coming into the last corners to get himself a good time. Is he? Yes, it's going to go on P2. Sebo with his first lap on P6 with a 1:17.9. Then Regenti on second place with a 1:15.5. And Farideus on P1 with a 1:15.3. There were a little bit connection errors there, as we were able to see. So now we're just going to go with one of the Renaults to see how they will do. Good exit on the last corner to start the first lap here. Davman turning into corner number 1, and now on the short straight into the second corner. Now another straight. That's some good movement, very good car movement. Now going a little bit off the track. Here you've got to be very careful, because if you go in the curbs, the possibility that you spin is very, very high. But still, some very good car movement from Davman in the Renault. He's got the control. Very nice. Another straight, and there's not much left for him to finish. Now into corner 15, and now comes corner 16 and the end of this track. So, as you might have already noticed, Devman finishing on P4 and Burkina on P5, Maverick on P6. As you might have already noticed, the Hungary ring has got 16 corners and it consists of 4.381 kilometers. That's about 2.72 miles that the drivers have to do each lap. Both Farideus and Rath have retired from the session as they are happy with their lap times and they are very confident that this lap time will not be taken away from them. Devon now getting a little bit slower here. I am going to go with the Zakis now. Ooh, going off track here. That was going a little bit on the curbs here as well. Now on the straight in the Williams. And Zakis has gone pretty slow, but still a good performance from the Williams for the first lap here. Farideus still on pole or on P1. Regenti now on P2. So another driver that should be very careful with what he's doing is Sebo55, who's gone off track, causing a yellow flag in Sector 1. The McLaren driver, who is currently leading the championship, going off track again. It seems like he doesn't really have much control over the car. And on the other hand, we've got Regenti in the Red Bull getting himself the pole position. Wow, that was fast. Nearly half a second faster than Farideus in the Ferrari. Great performance from the Red Bull. Sebo struggling a little bit with the exit on corner 13 as he went a little bit off track there. Now we will have to wait, as there still are 3 drivers in the session that haven't yet retired the car, because they maybe are not happy with their performance. So we do have another McLaren leaving the pits, and it is the McLaren of Sebo 55. He wants to improve his time. He doesn't want to finish Q1 on a 1:17.9. Now Sebo started his lap. Is he going to be able to improve his time? I'm going to say yes, he is. But let's see what he can do. Solid movement. Now coming into corner 8 and 9. Here we are. Hitting corner number 10 and 11. Going out on that corner there. 12, 13. Into corner 14. And now this should be a pretty easy part here. 15. And now the last corner 16. And that should be an improved lap, should it? No, it's not an improved lap time. He has been a little bit slower even. Unfortunately, the McLaren driver hasn't been able to improve his time in this lap, but he still has a second lap to go. That was dangerous now into corner 6. Sorry, 5. Wow, that was a strong movement here. Now he's got to be very careful. Now again, corners 10 and 11, and he's gone out again. He's got to control that, because late in that race, that could maybe give him a time penalty or something for leaving the track. If he can't control the car, just like he did right now. But Sebo is going back into the pits. It seems like it's not really his day, and he is not able to improve his lap time. He's the last driver missing for Q1 to finish with 2 minutes to go as we finish probably a little bit early if Sebo is not going out again. Sebo retired from the session, which then means that these are the drivers going into Q2. Regenti with a Red Bull currently on P1, Farideus in the Ferrari on P2, Reth in the Alfa Romeo on P3. We've got the two Renaults of Davman and Burkina on P5, P4 and 5, Maverick on P6 in the other Ferrari, and Sebo 55 in the McLaren on P12. Here you go, so you guys can see all of that. Zakis has dropped out of this session, 9 seconds slower than the race leader, and he's now on P19. We are back in Q2, and we immediately have some cars leaving the pits, but none of our drivers doing so. Only AI is leaving the pits right now. I can see there's a Red Bull leaving the pits, and it is the Red Bull of Regenti. Now Regenti is about to start his new first lap. Sorry that I forgot to put the information up, so you guys now can take a look at how fast the cars are going. Regenti with a faster sector. With a faster sector 1 on the mediums, which then I believe was taken away from Lando Norris. Or is it Lando Norris? It could be Sebo 55. It is Sebo 55. And we have a yellow flag for Wrath, which is now resolved. Pierre Gasly is currently leading this qualifying session. And now there's Wrath starting his first lap. Farideus about to finish his, And Regenty claiming P1 there with a fastest lap overall to get into P1. The Red Bull driver with a great performance. Oh, and Lance Stroll has got a 5 grid place penalty. Farideus, on the other hand, claiming P1 again. He's got it back for himself, just like the start of Q1. About 1/10 of a second faster. There's another yellow flag between the two cars, between the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Sebo going into P3, but still a second slower than Regenty. And Maverick, the other Ferrari, on P4. That's a good performance from him as well, but he's lacking fuel, or he's missing fuel, so he probably has to go into the box. Rath has got onto P3. Farideus now going into the pits, as well as Regenty, and Rath is staying out to improve his lap time. Now Rath going into the pits as well. Regenty has retired. Farideus is now going inside. And we still have Davman. Going a little slower. Maybe to get more control of the car. I'm not 100% sure. Also, we have the other Renault here of Bocchina, who's finishing his time very slowly. Davman currently on P5, not improving his lap. But Bocchina is trying to. His teammate is in the pits. Now that's a fastest first sector for the Renault. Good driving. Solid movement around here. There we can see the yellow car, who in the next season has been replaced by the Alpine cars. Now into the last corners, 15 and 16. He's not going into the box. This is going to be a very good lap time, in my opinion. but only good enough for P7. So we have Sebo 55 on P4, Davman on P5, Maverick on P6 and Burkina on P7. Maverick has retired from the session, so only 3 drivers remaining. Faraday is currently on P1, Regenti on P2 and Rath on P3. There's the yellow flag as he's going slower, or as he's slowing down. Sebo has gotten himself onto P4 and now all the drivers are in the pits. We're only waiting for Davman to retire. There is a yellow flag at the start of Sector 1 in the first corner, but nothing serious happening there as well. And the only driver who's missing is Davman. We'll now wait for him if he's going out or if he's going to retire. Devman has retired from the session as well, and now you guys can take a look again at the standings right now. Faraday is on pole in the Ferrari on the mediums Then Regenti in the Red Bull, also on the mediums on P2. Rath on P3. Sabo 55 on P4 in the McLaren. The Davman on P5 in the Renault, also on the mediums. And Burkina dropped down to P9 in the Renault as well, in the mediums. And Maverick, the Ferrari, on the softs on to P7. Okay, can you hear me now? I'm sorry. I believe there were some technical difficulties. I just received the message that you guys couldn't hear me. Well, whatever. Returning to the race. First of all, apologies. But returning to the qualifying session, 7 minutes to go for the drivers to improve their times. And we have Regenti currently on pole position, about 3/10 faster than Farados in the Ferrari. Rath then coming on P3, Davman on P4, and Burkina on P5. Maverick in the other Ferrari on P6, and Sebo 55 in the McLaren on P7. So Rath now going into the pits, as it seems. Yes, he is. We've got Davman and Burkina here, who both are trying to improve their lap times, but they are slow. Fridays and Regenti both are going out again for another battle at the top there. They both want that pole position. But the question is, who's going to get it? Who is going to get it? Obviously, simple answer, the better driver. But who's that going to be? We don't know yet, but we're about to find out. Frodo's going or moving good in sector 1. Also doing a fastest lap there. Very well. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 as Maverick, I believe, the other Ferrari has stopped. But Farados is not getting distracted from his task. He really wants that pole position. He really wants to win that battle. And he's going to get fastest lap in sector 2 again. Now into the last corner. Finishing corner 15, now corner 16. Is he going to do that? Regenti also improved his lap time. And Farados, what a lap. What a lap from the Ferrari. The number 12 here nearly half a second faster than the Red Bull. Absolutely outstanding performance. With 2 minutes, nearly 3 minutes left on the clock. Incredible lap. Rath on P3. We've got Davman on P4, Burkina on P5, Sebo on P6, and Maverick on P7. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3 for one of the Renaults. It's Burkina who's got a yellow flag, but he's on his out lap, so probably he's gone a little bit slower. Farideus is returning to the pits, as is Regenti. Now Rath, who's about to finish another lap with a good time. A very good time though. Close to a second faster than before. But still not enough. Spinning off track here as well. But only 2/10 away from Regenti in the Red Bull. So the Alfa Romeo is fighting for the top spots as well. Davman on P4. Going faster in Sector 2. Maybe now in Sector 3 is going to be able to win the time for himself. And to gain a little bit of pace. Regenti has retired from the session, as did Farideus, so both are happy with their positions. Farideus on pole and Regenti on P2. Davman not able to improve his lap time. Now it's Burkina rushing in there. And we have Sebo on his out lap. Behind him is Maverick, who's going into the pits. We have Rath and Burkina's going into the pits as well. All the drivers are going into the pits. The Racing Points. Not many cars left on the track, although Sebo is trying to improve his time. Now the qualifying session is over, which means Farideus is going to start the Hungarian Grand Prix on pole. On P2, it's going to be Regenti in the Red Bull, Rath in the Alfa Romeo on P3, Davman in the Renault on P4, Burkina in the Renault on P5, and maybe Sebo is going to pass Burkina there. But it's not looking that way, which means Sebo is going to finish the qualifying session on P6 and Maverick on P7. That's some very good racing from everyone. We have got our grid. We have got our starting lineup for this Grand Prix. Again, Farideus on pole position, Regenti in the Red Bull on P2, Rath on P3, Davman on P4, Burkina on P5, so the Renaults completing P4 and 5, Sebo on P6 and Maverick on P7. 7 seconds to go, 5 seconds to go, so we can start this incredibly interesting Grand Prix. I am hyped and very excited to see this race. I hope I'm as excited as you guys are. The cars are on their out laps. And we are super excited, or at least I am super excited to see how we are going to start this Grand Prix here. Again, for everyone, Faraday is on pole, Regenti in the Red Bull on P2, Rath on P3 in the Alfa Romeo. Then we've got the two Renaults of Davman on P4 and Burkina on P5. Sebo on P6 and Maverick on P7. There they are, our drivers lining up for the start of the race. Take a look at them, because in these 35 laps there might be some changes to this lineup, to this grid. We have the lights, and as soon as they are going out, this Grand Prix is starting. So we are good to go. And instantly there has been some big moves. Look at that one. Faraday's still on P1, but Regenti has dropped down to P4, and Davman has dropped down to P19. This is P19 for Davman. Now trying to push himself up again onto P16, and Sebo has gotten himself the lead of this Grand Prix now in lap number 1. And as I said, there is a lot that can happen in this Grand Prix. Burkina on P3 right now, just behind Faraday. And Regenti just behind the Renault. Davman now on P14. He's trying to fight himself back into the points. And the McLaren of Sebo is doing a good first move here. Hamilton passing Rath, and Maverick being passed by Giovinazzi and the other drivers, as they now have to go back into the pits. So 3 drivers had to go into the pits, and now there is an overtaking move from Regenti. That seems a little bit weird. But whatever. There's Faraday's just behind Sebo 55. Now maybe he's trying it over the inside, and maybe now on the straight. Can he do it? He's got the pace. He does. Regenti going with a fastest lap now over the outside, and Faraday has done the overtake. No, he hasn't. Sebo still getting that place back there. It seems like late dive bombs are not possible right now. They're all going a little bit off track. Now, Devman has fought himself back onto P9. Great move from the Renault driver. His teammate is currently on P4 and trying to keep the top next to him. Farideo's still very hungry for that P1. Hasn't got any damage, does he, in his first lap? Now maybe on the straight we will look again. He's going to try it again over the outside. Sebo is pushing him out. Maybe now on the straight he's going to cut, but the McLaren has pushed him. And Regenty is the one winning this, and there has been a push. Has there? Farideos has gone off track. He's now back. And Sebo is fighting with Regenty to get that lead back. He definitely doesn't want to lose that lead. Now the race has calmed down a little bit. We have Regenty still leading this Grand Prix. Sebo 55 on P2, Burkina on P3, then Sergio Perez, the AA driver, on P4, Devon on P8, Rath on P16, Zakis on P17, Farideos on P18, and Maverick on P19. We also have a lot of Davman fans watching this stream right now. So we're obviously going to give them a little bit of Davman to watch. The Renault driver currently behind Hamilton now with some late braking passing. The Brit now on P7, and the next target is going to be Valtteri Bottas. For some of you who have not been able to watch the qualifying session, the Hungary ring consists of 16 corners with a complete track of 4.381 kilometers. That is about 2.72 miles that the drivers have to run or race each lap. Now lap number 6. For a full of 35 laps. Devman now on P5 as he's also passed the cars that went into the pits on lap number 7. So as the race has cooled down a little bit, I'm going to tell you some information about the Hungary Ring. As most people don't know, but the first race at the Hungary Ring took place in 1986, and since then there has always been a Grand Prix in Hungary. The first ever Grand Prix win was by Nelson Piquet in a Williams. So we also can imagine how difficult that must have been. But Lewis Hamilton is the record winner with a whole of 8 race wins in Hungary. And 3 of these wins happened consecutive, so since 2018. So 2018, 2019 and 2020, all 3 were won by Lewis Hamilton, and the other ones before. Back to the race, we've had some changes. Davman is now on P3. Burkina, so the other Renault, on P2. Regenti still leading the Grand Prix. Rath on P13, Sebo on P14, Farideus on P17, Zakis on P18, and Maverick on P19. There's still about 25 laps to go, so obviously nothing is guaranteed. Everything can and will probably change through the course of this Grand Prix, but we will follow everyone. We'll change the cars from Davman. We're now going to Rath to take a look at the Alfa Romeo. Started on P3. Now it's dropped down for you to see a little bit what or how the positions changed. We had Rath starting from P3, now on P8, P11. Sebo 55 also losing 8 places. Rath now overtaking the Haas of Kevin Magnussen to get on P10. Magnussen still trying to fight that position back. Now we have a yellow flag there, as some cars seemed to crash together. And Farideus has dropped 16 positions. From the start of this Grand Prix. Oh, there's a safety car, yellow flag, on the whole track. A yellow flag means that the race is about to get stopped, or that there is a warning, and if the crash has been major, so that the race is not able to continue, there's either going to be a safety car or a red flag. A red flag means stop the race. Safety car is a car that controls the speed, so that drives in front of all the other cars. That drives in front of all the other cars to ensure that the cars are not going too fast or passing on the other cars, so that maybe also the cars in the back of the grid, so for example right now P18 and P19, are able to get a little bit of a chance and to get back or to get closer to the top, and no problem. So right now there is a safety car, I believe a virtual one, because I can't see a safety car. So after lap 13, oh there it is, the safety car is there. So currently on P1 there is Regent T in the Red Bull, on P2 and 3 the Renault team of Burkina and Davman. Zaki's on P8. Great performance from the Williams driver. And that's how things can change, obviously. That's what I meant by saying that. We have the Ferrari. I believe, yes, it's the one from Maverick, who's on P19, dropping down. Max Verstappen is disqualified. Or not disqualified, but he's out of this Grand Prix. The chances for a win are pretty much equal. If you start well, or if you're driving consistent and have a good strategy, then obviously your chances to win are very good. Burkina is going into the pits, so he's going to lose a little bit of positions there. Regenty is on P1 and Davman on P2. The safety car should go in this lap. I believe. Zaki's on P7. 11 positions gained for the Williams. Burkina on P9 after coming out of the pits. Rath on P11. And there we have the lineup right now. Oh, for the ones in the chat, Burkina dropped because he went into the box to get new or fresh tires. So that's why he dropped. The black and white squares are like penalties that the drivers get, for example, for passing track limits, or penalties for crashing into each other. The penalties then depend on how often you crash and what you do. For example, if you crash very often, there's going to be a lot of time penalties, for example 20 seconds, which is then going to be pulled away from your final lap time. So if you in the end have a lap time of 1:45, or if you finish behind the other drivers, then there's still 20 seconds that will be subtracted from that time. But whatever, let's return to the race, as we are back with a green flag, so we can race again, and Regenti is still leading this Grand Prix. Davman on P2, and there is a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like Burkina has stopped the Renault. Had some technical difficulties or something. But for example, if you have a time penalty and you go into the box, you can resolve that time penalty. So that time penalty basically disappears if you go into the box, because then you have to wait 5 seconds before they can work on the car or change the tires or whatever. Devman is going faster in Sector 2, finishing faster in Sector 1 with the hards. That's a very good view. I like this view. So we can see the cars from the top. I really like that. Good movement. No, I don't think the racers are talking with each other. In fact, no, they are not. Not that they can't, but it obviously depends on the drivers, on the teams, etc., if they want to communicate during the race, but most drivers prefer to concentrate. Maverick on P18, Burkina on P17, Rath on P13, Sebo on P10, Zakis on P7, Davman on P2, Farideus on P8, and now there is a little bit of a fight between Farideus and Zakis, as Farideus has passed Zakis in the Williams. Still a great performance, and maybe we can see a fight here. 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds between the Renault and the Red Bull. And there we have a severe collision, as it's said by the race control. Antonio Giovinazzi, as well as Rath, Perez and Kvyat, all of them getting a penalty. So now it's about 2 seconds, still 2.5 between the two cars. Regenti has gone into the pits, which means, as we still have another safety car, Devman is currently leading this Grand Prix. the Renault. With a very good performance so far. Also, his decision to change onto the hard tyre was definitely a good one. Regenti now after the pit stop on P5. Then we have Burkina on P12, Sakis on P13, Sabo on P14, Farideus on P16, and Rath and Maverick on P17 and 18. Obviously, the safety car is a big advantage for every car and for every driver, because the tires are not getting used as much as they would if you would race at a normal pace. So we have another lap of safety car ahead of us. Oh, and there has been another collision. Sebo 55 has been awarded a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Zakis, who's on P12. So now we're not under the safety car anymore. Davman is now leading this Grand Prix, and there has been another yellow flag in Sector 1, as it seems like a Ferrari has got some technical problems. Devman currently on P1. We have Regenti on P5. Burkina on P11. So we're now going to go with the other Renault, who's trying to push past the Mercedes. Very successful as well. Now on P10, a second away from Kevin Magnussen. Regenti on P4. And let's take a look at him. He's now on P3. Here we are. Regenti on P3. Oh, locked up in that corner there. In corner 15. Regent T has locked up, but he's still behind Devman. 2 or about 3 seconds away. Maybe. There is still the possibility for a change at the top. Faradeus now has gotten himself back into the points. Burkina on P8. Wrath on P13, passing Zakis on P14, Sebo on P17, and Maverick on P18. Now Devman is 2 seconds away from Regent T, and I'm going to take a look into the comments again. Is it a vegan dinner if it's from a vegan animal? I'm sorry. I don't think it's a vegan dinner if it's from a vegan animal. Regenty is pushing the Red Bull car to top speeds. Now 1.5 seconds, and we have another virtual safety car. As another Ferrari has dropped out, and it's the Ferrari of Fodeus. He's not in this race anymore. Fodeus is out. Wrath has got a time penalty, and Regenty has got a time penalty too. There's still 10 laps to go, about 10 laps, a little bit more. And Davman is still leading this Grand Prix. Regenty on P2. Burkina on P6 in the second Renault car. Sebo on P14, Wrath on P15, and Zakis on P16, Maverick on P18. No, I'm not vegan. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Whatever. Now we've watched a lot of Devman. Let's take a look at Sebo 55. If he's going to be able to improve. His laps. Sebo now on P11 as he's passed Sergio Perez, now trying to go past Lance Stroll to get back into the points. The McLaren driver has done a good race considering how unfortunate everyone was at the start of this Grand Prix. Let's get back to the race where we've got Burkina on P3. Not that far away from Roman Grosjean on P2. Okay. Show us Davman from first person view. Yes, I'm going to comment every PC race of the F1 Esports League, only if it's not going to work sometimes, but sometimes I'm also doing the Xbox races. If you're interested, the Xbox races take place at 8 o'clock CET. And now we've got the Renault team on P1 and 2. What a performance from the two guys here. In the first race in the F1 Esports League. But Regenti is just behind Burkina, and I'm very sorry guys, but I have to take a look at that one, at this battle. And there's the overtake over the inside. Very well done by the Red Bull. Maybe now the Renault can regain that position. He's trying. And Regenti has locked up again. That's an issue that has come up a lot in the recent laps. Yes, I play Formula 1 too. Yeah, I do. So now, as this fight has cleared up a little bit, let's go and watch another fight between the two McLaren cars. Sebo is now trying to get onto P7. Maybe now passing up on the outside, he's trying, but he can't get past Lando Norris. Maybe now the straight with a little bit of DRS and ERS combined. Norris is pushing him out, but he's getting past, and so Sebo has gotten himself P7. great move. Rath is also trying to get back into the points. Oh, that was dangerous! That was very dangerous. That was very dangerous from Maverick. Re-entering the track there. It meant the end of Rath's race. He had the chance to get back into the points. But this opportunity has been completely destroyed by Maverick, who's also disqualified. That was very dangerous. And now 3 drivers are out of this Grand Prix. Still, Zakis and Sebo fighting here. The safety car is there, but he's waiting for the other cars, for Davman to get there. And we have another safety car at the end. Davman is now going into the pits. This has got to be a fast stop. He's going to go on the softs for the next stop. And is Regen going to pass Davman on the exit? Yes, he is. Regen T is leading the Grand Prix right now with 5 laps to go. And a safety car. Regen T, the Red Bull driver, is leading this Grand Prix with 5 laps to go, and a safety car. Half a second between the Renault and the Red Bull. Now we have all the cars. 4 laps to go, and the safety car should go in this lap. Regent on P1, Devman just behind him, Burkina on P3. And then there's a big gap between the drivers. Zach is on P12, Sebo on P13. And I'm very, very sorry for all the other drivers who haven't been able, who are not able to continue this. Four laps remaining, and there has been a little bit contact, hasn't there? No, that was very close. And yes, there is a 5-second penalty for both cars, and we're now going to resume racing as Regent has a time penalty, but so does Davman. And there we're going back into the race, and it's the Renault passing. Oh, that has been some contact. And Regent has gone a little bit off track there. That was dangerous. Very dangerous. Oh, I'm sorry. If you can't see the tyres, I'll show you right now. Here we have the tyres right now. Regent is on 14 laps old mediums. And Davman is on 2 lap olds softs. I'm sorry. Last 2 laps. So there's still 2 laps to go for Davman to maybe get this overtake. Depending on how many time penalties each one has. They all have a 5-second time penalty, which means that at the moment it's Regent Region T is the winner of this Grand Prix right now, but we still have a lap to go. So this is going to be very exciting in my opinion. Sebo has fought himself back into P6, and let's take a look. Another lock-up from the Red Bull. And he's going away. He's flying off. Davin has got the fresher tyres and the softs, so he should be a little bit faster. And if he's going to do that, that would be incredible. An incredible performance. But it's the last lap of the race, and I don't think we're going to see a change of positions in the top here. Region T is currently on P1, and it seems like he's going to finish this Grand Prix on P1. Sebo on P4, Zaki's on P10. So all of our drivers are in the points right now. Last corner to finish this Grand Prix. And there we have Region T finishing first, winning this Grand Prix. Davman on P2. Burkina is coming in, finishing this Grand Prix as well. Sebo 55, now in the last corner. And he is going to finish. And I'm sorry, I would have wanted to show you the results of this race. But in the end, my game crashed. So you guys will have to wait just a minute so that I can look. If anyone wants to do an interview. So it's not looking like anyone is going to come for the interview. Nonetheless. Oh wait, yeah, there is one. Hello?
Hello, man.
Congratulations on a fantastic race.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. It was a tough one.
It was really, really exciting, I have to say. Until the end. Sorry.
Yeah, I actually got a drive-through penalty and a 5-second and 2 safety cars, and I was fighting him. What's his name? The Devmoon.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was absolutely exciting. I mean, this was really a battle for all of you. I mean, Devman obviously incredible performance for his first race for both the Renault drivers to finish this high or to complete this race on this manner. But obviously, you did incredible in the strategy that you choose to finish your your race with a win, that was really important.
Yeah, it was. I felt it was important, and it was. I honestly thought I was not gonna win because I was on 17 lap old mediums when I saw that Devman got fresh softs. So I thought, okay, I'm I'm not gonna win this. But luckily I had enough defensive driving to win this though. It's
Yeah.
a shame though that my teammate's not here today. Could have done better for Red Bull, but that's how it is.
Nonetheless, a fantastic race from you. Congratulations, obviously, on your win, and yeah, thank you for the interview.
Thank you, man. See you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Exactly.
Bye.
So now back to you guys. I'm very happy that you were able to see this race. Obviously, if you want to see another race here at the Hungary Ring, just stay up for another hour, and then you will be able to watch the Xbox race taking place also on this channel. If you like this race, follow the F1 Esports League on YouTube or on Instagram as well. Join our Discord if you want to take part in the racing. And until then, see you next time. I'm very happy that you were with us. Thank you to the great crowd, to the fantastic viewers that we had.